Greetings from the Eccentric Man and welcome to the Bolt Action Boot Camp Army Showcase and a little look at the differences between the armies when bolt action and chain of command. The Eccentric Man YouTube channel is kindly sponsored by Lost Ark Games in Stevenage, run by Mick and kindly assisted by John. They're now open for in-store gaming and online and in-store sales. Join them there. If you've watched the earlier videos, you will have seen that I've been building my list for a 1,000-point Fallschirmjäger army based around Operation Sea Lion from 1940. The Fallschirmjäger list follows the Crete theatre from the Duel in the Sun. It's a little bit more realistic to the time period and I think works better for the Op Sea Lion. Let's start with the bolt action Fallschirmjäger. So it's the one I've been working towards, and let's have a look. We've got at the front left, we've got our second lieutenant with his mate. To his left we've got a sniper team, and then to the right of him we've got a anti-tank rifle team. So that's our sort of command side, and if we then start to look at the squads, we've got three basic infantry squads, and they've got an NCO with a submachine gun. Each has got a light machine gun and loader. The rest are then rifles. So 8-men squads, apart from the one at the back, which has got 5 rifles. NCO with a rifle and then 5 rifles. They're all veteran, they're all stubborn. And that's one thing with the Crete list. Everything is stubborn and veteran. So it is costly, but it's hopefully going to stick around. The unit of 5 at the back I'm hoping to use as sort of an objective holder as well. So that's our first set. Let's have a look at the next lot. So over here is sort of the more support units, as you say in the army. We've got a medium mortar with spotter, again veteran and stubborn. We've got a light artillery piece, and that again is veteran and stubborn. Behind them I've got what will be my pioneer Fallschirmjägers, a veteran, stubborn. These ones at the moment have got an NCO with a submachine gun, a light machine gun and loader, 4 submachine guns and a rifle. But I can swap in and out with flamethrower once I find a figure to do for that. And then at the back you can see there's my armoured car slot, which is a motorcycle and sidecar. I am still waiting from Black Tree Design for that. It's been a month. The first order I put in was for some pioneers and the sniper teams, and that arrived within 4 days. I've ordered the motorcycle and sidecar and also a mortar team, and that is still waiting. That's a month. Black Tree Design are a little bit hit and miss, so you pay your money and take your chance really, but we shall see before we start to get cross with them. So that's 11 units, and veteran and stubborn, so we shall see how that pans out. Now let's have a look at how the Fallschirmjägers differ when you start to look at chain of command. Now chain of command sets them out in a bit more early historical listing really when you look at the troop types, and you can see the main difference here is that we now have, on the left is your basic Fallschirmjäger squad. So you've got a senior leader at the front. You then have 2 to 3 squads of Fallschirmjägers. Each squad has one junior leader with a submachine gun, and then each squad has 2 sections of LMGs. So you've got an LMG squad of 3 men and 2 rifles. So that gives your basic squad 10 men plus the NCO, so 11. So that's your squads. You can have a third squad in your initial list. So they don't come with separate leadership values. The whole platoon gets a rating. So then we move on. What you can then do, you have a support list, and depending on who's the attacker, who's the defender, and the differences between your army, your platoon rating, you can take different platoon supports. So in this army, I've got some of the following. So if you have a look, you can have up to 2 snipers. So I've got 2 snipers up at the front. Then you can have demolition teams, engineers. They can be demolition, they can be mine cutters, mine detectors or mine layers, and you can have them as wire cutters. So a range of options that you can take there. So I've got 2 units of 3. I've then got, we'll move in and have a little look. We've got an anti-tank rifle team of 2 men. What does differ in Chain of Command is when you look at the medium machine gun at the back, it's now got a crew of 5 as opposed to a crew of 3 which you would have in bolt action. On to the right we've got the 50mm mortar, and again in bolt action you would have 2 crew. Chain of Command you've got 4. Taking it further back, we've got a light gun. This would have been brought in from a Junkers 52 and landed at an airfield that they had captured, rather than dropped in by parachute because it's quite heavy. But that has got 4 men and a junior leader. And then at the back of them, you've got another squad of Fallschirmjagers again, 1 NCO and 2 LMG sections. But I could have also had a nasty or a shabby nasty Nazi trick, and I could also have other supports with them as well. So you can take a number of different supports lists with them, and it varies for the actions that you're playing. But that's the sort of main difference. There's no set like bolt action. You've got 1,000 points to play with. In Chain of Command, you've got your platoon. And depending, as I say, on the scenario and on the ratings between the 2 platoons, you can decide what support units you can take. So an interesting difference between the 2, and for me, I can swap between the 2 systems and play however I like. I do like bolt action for the quick evening games, pick-up games against people, so you know your points number and you know what games you're going to be playing against. But I do like then doing the Chain of Command, which is a little bit more historical in its feel and the game mechanism and the troops choice and support. So it's a different type of game, but I would recommend getting both and playing both. Horses for courses, but for different scenarios and different campaigns, utilising which one you feel is best.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the little run through of the Bolt Action Boot Camp Army and its comparison in numbers to the Chain of Command. I did enjoy painting these up. Took a little while, but we did get there, and I'm very pleased with the result of them. The figures are, as I said, mostly all Crusader miniatures from North Star, and I would thoroughly recommend them. They were easy to paint, they didn't have a lot of flash, and the detail on them was easy to pick out with the paintbrush. In the main, I followed the painting guide from the Artisan website. If you just type in Fallschirmjagers Artisan Painting Guide, you'll get it and it'll pop up. The rifles I used Scrag Brown, and the water bottles I used flat brown, then a highlight of Scrag Brown. The faces I used Wargames Foundry Flesh, so a 5A base, then 5B, then the wash, then the 5B again, and possibly a little touch with the 5C. So that was the way that I painted them. Now looking forward to getting them on the table, which I'm hoping will be fairly soon in a little game of Bolt Action Operation Sea Lion. So got to work out the armies for that and sort it out for a little game soon. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification buttons to get early notification of when they're up on the internets. Anyway, take care until the next time.